2, 1, 0. We are live now.
I forgot to put something up there.
Oh, did you?
I did. Hello, everybody.
This is Danny and come on,
Wanda.
from Deep South Homestead. On our Thursday, what do you want to call it? Is it, some people call it lunch, some people call it dinner.
It's lunchtime.
Okay, it's lunchtime. Our lunchtime chat today.
If they call it dinner, they just gonna have to deal with lunchtime.
They'll just have to deal with it.
No, usually we call it dinner.
Yeah.
99% of the time, but everybody else calls it lunch. So I decided it's got to be lunchtime because if I say this is dinner time, it's gonna mess somebody's mind.
It'll mess somebody's mind up. I don't care what you do; it's always gonna be wrong. And we have several people here popping in, guys. We have so many people who fuss at us because we say hello to y'all. But you know what? I'm gonna say
Bye,
hello.
guys.
I'm gonna say hello, Shauna, Papa Truck, Kubota Acres, Virginia, and Brenda, and Rick, and all the other ones that's gonna be popping in here. Hello to each and every one of you.
Yeah, and if we don't say hey to everybody, the chat starts running really, really fast.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people that don't like that you say hey. But we feel like you're coming into our house. If you walked into my house, I'm going to say hey to you.
Yeah.
I can't say hey to everybody in here because I will miss somebody occasionally, but we try.
We do try.
And we got Country Homestead Preacher, Jeremy, Breathe, Maryland.
Country Living Oregon Style.
Yeah. Yoklahoma Rocks.
Yeah, well, we're having dinner today, guys. Let me show you something here.
Lunch.
Okay, lunch. Okay.
We always say
I have a baked potato with cheese on it. I have my sharp cheddar cheese, which is the only kind of cheese I can eat. I have a hamburger patty. I have Miss Wanda's sweet potato dessert. And we have the yellow Marconi peppers from our greenhouse.
You show them.
Look at this.
Danny and I went out there a while ago, and I said, I got to have some stuff for lunch. I said, I've got my salad and all, but I need a pepper. And he finally let me have his yellow Marconi peppers, as long as I save the seeds. Isn't that beautiful? And there's still some in the greenhouse.
Yeah, we still have some going.
So eating in season is what we're talking about, the new way to eat.
The new season.
Yeah, the new way to eat.
The new way to eat in season, yes.
These were grown in our greenhouse. And y'all, I'm waiting for the day that those tomatoes are ready because I have tomatoes about this big. They're salad tomatoes, and they're just as pretty as they can be, but they're still green.
Still hanging in a tag.
Yeah. So that's what Danny's eating. Mine is, let's see. I went out and got some broccoli, chard. This is where it's all located in our garden. It's still pretty and green. What else did I get? The yellow Marconis. I've got the chard, the
Red Russian kale.
The kale came from Heidi Lori.
It was growing in our garden.
Well, no, this came from her. I went over.
Oh, you went over and got it? Okay, you didn't get it out of our garden.
No,
okay.
We have some, but mine wasn't as big as hers.
I see some spinach in that.
The spinach came out of containers, which is another way that you're going to have to learn how to garden. If you're in small areas, containers is great. So the spinach came out of containers. The peppers came out of the greenhouse. The chard and came out of
green onions.
Yeah, the chard and the green onions came out of the ground. And Heidi's kale, I believe, came out of Mr. Stacky's, which is a container, vertical stacky system that you grow stuff from. And this is what my salad looks like. I added turkey from last night. This is one of our home-raised turkeys. We had turkey last night, and I just chopped up part of it and put it in my salad.
Oh, let's see here. Country Living Oregon Style. So I wish we could grow year-round. You could if you had a greenhouse.
Or if you have, it's according to, well, they're in Oregon, so Oregon's pretty tough to keep it heated, maybe.
Well, it depends if you're in East Oregon or West Oregon. Yeah. But Breeze says, what do Marconi peppers taste like? They are the best tasting pepper on the market as far as I'm concerned. They're an Italian pepper, originally from Italy.
They taste like a...
They taste like a bell pepper, but they're very sweet.
But the deal is with the bell pepper, you know how thick that skin, thick a bell pepper is. These are half, I don't know if you can show them, but half the size of
the thickness.
The thickness, that's what I'm going by. And they're just, they taste like a bell, But once they turn orange or red, they're sweeter.
They get a lot sweeter. Most people pick their peppers when they're green and never let them actually mature. This is one right here, yeah. But if you let them mature till they're either red, they have red Marconis. These are the yellow. These come from Jen at the Nut House. Sent us the seeds, and I have what somebody tell you?
Somebody said the sound was low. Is that better?
Okay, maybe the sound. We did have it turned down a little low.
I didn't realize I had it turned down.
Maybe too loud because I'm watching the thing here and it's like.
Is it?
Well, no, hold on. Don't mess with it.
Okay, y'all tell me. Is it too loud? Too low? I had it down. I usually turn it down when I'm doing stuff on the computer.
Yeah, Yokohama Rock says the Marconis are great cut in half with cheddar cheese and grilled. Yes, they are fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, the cheddar, I mean the Marconis, whether you get the red ones or whether you get the yellow ones or whatever, to me it's the #1 pepper on the market. But now this year we're going to be trying a new pepper called a red roaster pepper. It's the new crave in the country. Matter of fact, it was hard for us to actually find the seeds because most of the companies had sold out because they're such a hit. But we've got plenty of seed now. We're going to try to grow them this year. Now they're a hybrid. They're not an heirloom. But I mean that doesn't matter to us.
They said they turned it up on their side. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Country or Living Oregon Style says they have 2 greenhouses but are in a single digits and won't until April or May. So it's so hard for them to heat it enough to keep it to a
well, you either need to put a wood heater in it or.
But then you got to stay out there putting wood in it to keep it to a
temperature. Well, you need something. It's like ours. You have what you call thermal heating. We have all those big black pots in ours. You can paint your water barrels black in there. I mean, you can put your floor black. You can lay bricks and blocks all around the edges of it in there. And once that absorbs the heat, then it kind of helps. But it is different in different locations. I'm not trying to say it's not.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult location-wise on everything like that.
Yeah.
With ours during the summer, we can't put anything in ours because it burns.
It gets too hot.
It literally dehydrates everything during the summer. So where country style Oregon or country living Oregon style, I'll get right.
You get it right, man.
Where they can go all summer in theirs because the temperatures don't get that hot.
Yeah.
Ours is over 100 and something degrees every day.
Yeah.
So they can use theirs in the summer more than we could.
Jennifer and them said that they were worried about cross pollination, and that is a big issue because if you want to save seeds, you need to find a variety and plant just that variety. Unless you have room enough to spread them out like 100 yards apart or something like that.
And you don't in a greenhouse.
In a greenhouse, you don't have that. The only reason we're able to save in our greenhouse right now was because these were already on the plants when I transferred them into the greenhouse from outside.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be saving seed from anything in the greenhouse.
No, it would be useless. Because we have 3 different kinds of peppers in our greenhouse.
Yeah. So the new way to eat in season is to learn how to grow where you're at all year long.
In a greenhouse.
Either in containers, greenhouse.
Well, you have to do it in a greenhouse because you can do it in the wintertime.
Greenhouse. But I mean, all year you got different ways to do it. And you got to learn how.
Jeremy, that is what we use ours for in the summertime, is a walk-in dehydrator, yes.
We do. I throw things in there all the time and let them dehydrate.
Yeah. Especially our corn. If we need to dehydrate some corn on the stalk or something other, we just throw them in there. All right, Ms. Wanda, you just go do your thing there for a moment.
We're still getting cards, guys. This one is from my friend in Texas, Stephanie. And I want to say thank you, Stephanie. She has supplied me the last 2 or 3 years with lavender. And she knows I love lavender. Thank you, girl. Very sweet lady. She and I used to talk a lot off and on. We messaged back and forth on occasion. This one was just from a Christian friend They did not tell us who it was, and we want to thank you very, very much. And she just said, she, he, I'm not sure. Just saying, I say she, so if it's a he,
Yeah.
y'all forgive me.
Just forgive her.
Sent this, said the Lord laid on their heart to send this. And it was Danny's comics, so he can play with his silly putty. I'm not sure if this ink comes off or not, but we may have to play with silly putty and see if the ink, do you know if it comes off like it used to?
It depends on the paper, what kind of ink is used on the paper.
Yeah, so Danny's going to try that with his silly putty, guys.
Yeah.
Let me see what I'm doing. Okay, that card went with that. And there was no state or anything on it, so I don't know where it came from exactly. And today we got seeds from a lady. She sends me seeds quite often, but she sent me some seeds from this catalog company. And don't ask me how you say it. Kitazawa? I don't know. Okay, it's got a lot of your Asian seeds. It's a California company, and I've been looking through it, and it says it's non-GMO seeds. So this is a new seed company, guys. If you want to check it out, if you like a lot of the Asian seeds, any type of Asian vegetable seed, it's in here. Believe me. I don't know if I've ever seen a catalog so full of Asian seeds like greens and stuff like that. Most catalogs have a few. This one has a lot. So very, very, it says it's 102 years old. That company's been going. And I was reading a little bit about it, and I think two brothers started it, and then they split, and one took over the catalog part, and one went selling to companies
Like wholesale.
Like wholesale.
Yeah.
So it's an old company. So that was part of my to-do for today. I got other to-dos, but you got something on your mind for a minute? No. What you been doing?
Still working on the barn addition. We're out there putting up actually starting the corral fencing part of it and hanging the gates and stuff like that. Trying to get it ready for the cattle. We've got all the measurements for the metal. All that's been done. We haven't ordered it yet because that's going to be a pretty expensive purchase there. So that'll be one of the things when we get the money to. We're just going to have to, wait on that. But anything that has anything to do with wood that we have, we're refurbishing wood around the place. Let me say that. That's what we're using right now is refurbished wood. So we're going around the place, anything where we don't need any treated wood at, that we're taking stuff down, because we're actually redesigning our homestead.
Yeah, all around the barn and everything.
All around the barn gets redesigned.
I want to tell Kevin and Sarah, hello. Living Traditions popped in, and I see Florida
Hey guys.
Homesteader,
Yeah.
Miami Beagle, Jeremy. Well, I think I told Jeremy hi.
You did, yeah.
Kathy, Out West Homestead, Bernadette, Florida Homesteader, Sierra, Orphan Lady, Portillo. So some of the newer ones that's popped in. So are you of the Georgia Moxley? I guess they're talking among themselves.
They're talking amongst themselves.
I'm obviously missing something here.
Well, the chat here, I have to look down occasionally.
Yeah, I don't read the whole chat because my mind.
Springfield Ridge says, we're enjoying the Patreon channel. Guys, I'm glad you are. I actually have a series of videos coming up on Patreon about food security. We did the EMP one the other day, and now we're going to talk about food security. And I think it's 4 videos.
Matthew, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I don't know. Do you need help? Or I don't.
I never know what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I'm just. I
gotta think what we're even doing.
I don't even know.
We'll message you.
We'll message you if we need something, because I don't have my tractor back. They still got it at the shop, and I'm a little ticked about it, but because it's been gone for a week now, and I've needed my tractor like 1,000 times. And
you could really be using it.
I could really be using it right now, but nevertheless, we're getting things done. It's just taking a little bit longer because I have to do everything by hand. I've got some dirt I need moved and stuff like that. And it's just aggravating when you're paying the notes on something and you don't have it home with you.
Kevin, you or Sarah message us later and we'll talk. Yeah, we've really missed it because like feed, we always put the bucket up to the truck, throw the feed over in it, so Danny and I aren't physically lifting it up.
We
We
don't have
take
to,
the
yeah.
bucket around, and the only time we have to lift it up is to pick it out of the bucket and throw it in a barrel. So it cuts down on picking up and down on those heavy feed bags. Well, when we don't have the tractor,
Yeah.
we have to take it off the tailgate, put it on the dolly, pull the dolly all around wherever we need it, pick it up, put it back over in. So we are doing a lot of physical work.
A lot of extra lifting.
So so we're really having to do more without the tractor. We really, really miss our tractor. And hopefully when they get it back, well, it's a short in the system. They're just
well, they're changing the computer now.
They can't seem to find it, so now they're changing the computer, which was what Daddy told them the first time it left, not fifth time it left.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to see. They can't seem to pinpoint one little glitch in the system. Question on sugarcane.
Sugarcane. Should I plant it directly in the soil or put them in pots first? First try on sugarcane. The coming season, no experience at it with all. Put it straight in the ground. Just go ahead, unless you're in an environment where the ground freezes real deep or something, you know, you don't want to put it in the ground at all. But if you're not in an area where the ground freezes deep, go ahead and put it in the ground, buried about 8 inches deep, and covered up, and you should be good till spring. But I hope you've already put it in the ground, to be honest with you, because sugarcane is one of them kind of things that once you cut it, you really only have like maybe a week.
Yeah, it's according to where you're getting your sugar cane from. If you're getting it from a company that's just now sending it out, that would be different.
That's different, like,
yeah. We send ours out. We've got a lot of people asking on Etsy about if we're going to sell sugar cane now. We sold sugar cane in October and November.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting sugar cane from here, you have to check our Etsy in October and November. That's when we sell it. I don't know about other companies, and I don't know how they do. Ours goes out in what? 12 to 13 inch pieces. And I've seen some online that sell them like little bitty pieces like this. If you get them like that, I guess they could put them in pots.
You could put them in a pot, yeah.
Couldn't they? And they would transfer in the?
Yeah. It'd be just like, as long as you don't disturb the roots. I mean, it'd be just like planting anything else.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Okay.
The Oklahoma Rock says they're getting their greenhouse staked off.
Wow.
Awesome.
I need to talk about the gathering too.
We
got some stuff going on with the gathering, guys.
Go for it.
If any of you don't know, March the 9th here in Wiggins, Mississippi, and it is the one that is 30 miles from the Gulf Coast. Somebody said there's not two Wiggins. Yes, there is.
Because I've been to both of them.
If you put in Wiggins, Mississippi, 90% of the people will come up with the one that's in central Mississippi.
Yep, just outside of Philadelphia.
And a lot of people had already last year started making plans to go to central Mississippi because it was only 2 to 3 hours from where they lived. And when I told them we were at South Mississippi at the Gulf Coast, that throws them 3 to 4 more hours away. At least 3 hours away, right?
2.
2 to 3?
No, it's 3. It is 3. Yeah, it's good 3 hours.
It's good 3 hours from the other one. So if you're looking for Wiggins, Mississippi, make sure it is Stone County.
Yes.
And in Stone County Fairgrounds is where it's going to be. There is no charge. We are having raffles and things like that will pay for the building. So we will have food. This brings me to the next big announcement. I just put it up in our Facebook group, Deep South Homestead Gathering Place. Danny and Leslie Fox have agreed to cater. I guess cater is not the right word. They're going to be there providing food, like a food vendor. They're our food vendor. They have Scratch Made Homestead. If any of you have been watching our channel for very long, you know they're really good friends of ours. They're the first people that ever come stayed in our house. And they've been friends ever since. And they have Tanner's Pecans, which they do what is it called?
They do all kind of goodies, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, pecan cookie, candies, pies. They do all kinds of chocolate goodies, but they do where they do the sourcing, the co-pack.
They co-pack. They wholesale out co-pack stuff.
Yeah. When somebody has a product that they want, Danny and Leslie do all the mix and all this and put it into smaller containers, and then people can resell. So it's called co-pack. So they are very good cooks. They have the facilities and all this stuff, and so they are bringing the food, and then you pay them.
Yes.
So we'll have a menu and all later of what all they're going to have. I already know a couple of the things, but I'm not going to give it away yet.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even know.
Yeah, Leslie and I've been talking.
Okay.
So
I just have to trust you.
Scratch Made Homestead going to be the food vendors for the gathering. So you don't have to cook. You don't have to bring any food unless you want to. Now there will be, you can sit in the bleachers or you can sit wherever and eat. If you have to have a special diet, then you might want to bring your food. But she is going to have some gluten-free stuff because one of their people in their building that they rent out, part of their building, does gluten-free foods.
Okay.
So she is going to be
That's pretty interesting.
Some gluten-free and then lots of regular for all.
That means I get to eat this year.
Yeah, lots of regular for all those people that go, ooh, gluten-free.
Yeah, last year I didn't get to eat.
You ate, but you didn't eat very much.
I didn't eat just a little bit.
I took him food, but he still didn't eat. He didn't take time. This year, he's got a bunch of women watching over him. He's going to eat. Somebody's gonna be poking food at you all day.
I got I know 2 or 3 women that's watching me like a hawk this year. So
we took him food and he would take a bite or two and sit it down.
Yeah.
And he didn't really eat last year and he got sick.
Well, I had to moderate the whole event. And this year it's laid out a little bit different. So
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, the other thing is the T-shirts. Garden like your life depends on it. In the description below, all our videos now, this T-shirt is for sale. The lady that's making them is a homesteader. Like we're trying to help other homesteaders. Like the food vendor is a homesteader.
Mm-hmm.
These T-shirts are from a homesteader. They're not from companies. We are providing this through other people that we know and we know will provide a good product. So you have to send to the email, I think it's claygirl. Don't quote me, claygirl something.
I remember that part of it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the other part, but it's in the descriptions. Send her a message and she will get back. You're actually talking to a person when you do this, guys. It's not just a machine that you punch a button. So order your T-shirts. If you wear the shirt to the gathering, you will get put in a drawing at the door for a prize when you walk in with this T-shirt on. And if she gets it where we can, we're going to have caps. She's checking into that to see if she can get some caps made.
We're also, for those of y'all who are interested in the essential oils, we're going to have a doTERRA essential oil table set up for Deep South. I think, is Amanda going to run that? Okay, Amanda is Daisha going to be there with that? Or okay, yeah. Amanda and Daisha will be running that. So if you're interested in the essential oils, they'll have them there. I think they have some roller balls they can mix up for you for like, what, $5 or something like that. I'll be selling that.
We're going to have giveaways there.
Yes.
We're going to have several things with the doTERRA oils that we're going to be doing and several pretty good sized giveaways. So y'all have to be very interested in that.
Have some live music, I hope, huh?
Live music. BJ Hoskins is going to be doing some live music. If nothing happens, he said he's going to be there, so we're going with that for now.
Going with that for now.
Homestead Mama. Last year,
Melissa there, yeah.
She took care of the kids' part. She did some planting with the kids. She's agreed this year to take over that part of it again. She's going to have a planting table for the kids, and she said she will allow some of you adults to plant if you want to. So we had some adults that wanted to plant too. So The kids are going to be called Heirloom Kids again this year. She's getting seeds from Baker's Creek. Then what else? She's I think Red Duchess. She's contacting them about pots and soil, some containers and things, because Red Duchess Farms provided those last year. That's another one of our friends that are homesteaders.
Mark and Jamie.
And it's going to be a good, just all around homesteaders helping homesteaders type thing. We have Roots and Refuge. Jessica and Jeremiah coming. They're going to speak. Danny's going to speak. We're trying to lay out some, at least one panel where we can answer a few questions or something. Maybe have two panels. It's according to how the day works and how many people there are there that people might be interested in asking questions. Or else we may sit people up somewhere and just let you go by and ask questions off and on all day. I don't know. We're trying to work that part on.
The Oklahoma Rock says, so we grew butternut squash this year. We have never eaten it. So what can I do with it?
That's a squash I got in your
well, I mean, we'll make fries out of them. We
slice them up like you would French fries.
Yeah.
I don't fry mine, but if you want to fry them, you can. If you fry in oil, fry them in oil. I put mine in the air fryer. I also put them in the oven. I coat them in oil or lard or butter, whatever you want to use. Don't coat them, but just slightly get it on them and salt them or put seasoning on them. You can treat them like fries.
You can cut them in half and bake them.
Yeah, bake them, add your sugars, any sweeteners, any of that kind of stuff. You could take and cut it all up into chunks and boil it down.
Cubes is a better word.
Cubes, chunks, whatever. You can boil it down till it's soft, and you can make, like I do Danny's sweet potato pie. I've used it in that before. Any way you would use sweet potatoes or something like that. If you've got a squash casserole recipe, it works really well in that. Any way you would use squash, any way you would use pumpkin or sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Just substitute it.
Substitute. That's all you gotta do. Wendy, who was that? Wendy that asked that question?
How big a pot do you plant your pineapple tops in?
I use a 15-gallon pot.
You
can use bigger, but I mean, there's no need in going bigger. A 15-gallon will work just fine.
Yeah, we actually have pineapples in the greenhouse, and we have pineapples in the house.
In our actual house.
Yeah, we have pineapples in several places.
Let's see here.
They're saying cake, soup. Yeah, any way you use you can put it in any kind of cookies. You can put it in anything.
Anyway, you can just turn them upside down on a cookie sheet on a piece of aluminum foil or whatever and just bake them till they get soft and sit there and eat them right out of the hole. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Blessings for the Body by Rebecca is asking where is a good place to stay. A lot of people are going to America's Best because they're given, if you mention the gathering, they give you a discount.
But they're filling up fast.
Yeah. What is one over on by Walmart?
You got the is it
Hampton?
Hampton Inn.
There's a Hampton by Walmart. If you want to stay, I don't know if they have cabins, but if you have a camper, you can go to Flint Creek Water Park. Anybody that's bringing in a camper.
And they may have cabins available, but I don't know.
It's hard to say because people book those in advance.
They book them like a year in advance.
So you could call and ask at Flint Creek about cabins, but I don't know about that. If you join our Facebook group, Deep South Homestead Gathering Place, Sherry with Two Family post quite regularly in there on places to stay, and we are constantly adding the new information that we get there when we get it. We're looking for things for the giveaways and for the raffles, and I think they're going to have some raffles, and what's the other one?
Door prizes. Well,
door prizes, giveaways, raffles. There's your daughter. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello, baby.
And what was the other one? Raffles and auctions.
Auctions, yeah.
Yes. So anybody that has a business that wants to donate something, or if you want, it's something you make and you want to send, we had a lot of people do that last year. You can send it to our P.O. box that should be in the description below. We're taking any kind of donations right now. I guess I can announce one of the biggest, I don't know if it's going to be in a raffle or an auction. I'm not sure
We
how.
have questions being asked, and you're just
Okay.
avoiding all of them.
I'm going to get to it. I want to
You're
say
gonna get
this before I
past it.
forget it.
Okay.
We have a dehydrator. It is a Excalibur dehydrator, brand new dehydrator donated, which is going to be there for one of those things. Do we eat bull peanuts?
How
Yes.
do you eat bull peanuts? Read it.
Open them up and eat them.
You just haul them out of the hole?
Just eat them. I don't know.
I mean, you've asked it twice already while you were
Okay.
talking, so you just pop them out of the hole and eat the peanut and throw the hole away.
You could add them to salads, like I'm eating salad.
You could.
Here.
I mean, it'd be
They're
like a
really
sunflower
good
seed or something.
in salads.
Yeah.
Yeah, bull peanuts do great in salads.
Jen said, thanks for referring me to the Blairs.
Oh, okay. Yes, they were looking for a place, so we sent them to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Anytime anybody's looking for homestead land down this way, we always send y'all to my daughter, Jennifer Johnson, on here. She is a realtor for the Mississippi Gulf Coast area. And she does a fantastic job in finding properties for people.
mm-hmm.
So.
And Michael says they're closing on 30 acres in the Missouri Ozarks this week.
Oh, wow. Good deal. I'm always glad to see people get large tracts of land. Wanda and I would love to have more land. I mean, we would just.
Yeah.
Alicia McNair says, aren't they mushy? No, if they're cooked right, no. Now, they'll be soft, but they won't be mushy.
Well, it would be according to when the peanuts were picked. The older the peanut, the firmer they are, even though they're boiled. If the peanut's picked too early and it's boiled, it does turn to mush. It does turn much, yeah. It's just according to when you picked your peanut, or, well, actually not picked. You pull. Right. And take them off. The actual bull peanuts that
Oh, where are we at? Here, here. I'm trying to get to it where I can show it. There's nothing wrong about it. So
yeah. I have a friend in Georgia who puts her bull peanuts in Coca-Cola. Yeah. Yes. Lots of people like peanuts in their Coke.
Michael says it's an old farm, needs work. Have to move back from Germany this summer. Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
we've got a lot.
That's the whole process. I mean, it doesn't matter if you buy a piece of property that's already got houses and barns and everything on it. You're gonna go in and change it. You're gonna make it like yours. So what difference does it make? You know.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Guys, we are going to start having. My books are up for sale now. We have the printer is just now starting to get my books in. For those of you who don't have them, we have a sweet potato manual that has everything to do with planting sweet potatoes from beginning to end, how to actually start them, and they are the English pea manual. We also have a manual for growing English peas. That's my second book out.
They're on Etsy.
And they're on Etsy right now. DeepSouthHomestead.etsy.com will take you to that. The books are there. The printer should be getting them in this week. Everything should be complete. So we'll be ready to start shipping them out ahead of spring. I haven't got any other books wrote yet, guys, because I'm staying so busy ahead of this weird year we have coming. Trying to.
Plus the babies.
Plus we have baby goats that's supposed to be born. Hopefully we have a calf born sometime this year. I'm having to get this barn addition done. My tractor's gone, of course. It's not home. It stays broke down more than it stays running. And that's a very sore subject. So
move on.
We need to move on off of that one before I
get on. Been there.
I'll get on a tangent on that one because I'm about ready to let them have it back.
Yeah. So the projects this year, our gardening will start in 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
If we get our tractor back.
If we get a tractor.
Guys, if you didn't see what I got on crazy days. I put a video up the last couple of days. I went shopping with Heidi Laurie. That's about the first time I've been grocery shopping since Danny and I got married. We used to take his mom, and we would go in with her and help her pick her groceries up. But Danny and I make a list. We go in, we buy what we want. We're out.
But we don't really buy groceries.
No, we buy what we need and that's it. And it's not grocery shopping. But Heidi was going the other day, and I went with her, and I got some fingerling potatoes for 99 cents, guys. It's over on my Crazy Days. Danny's going to plant those. That's how we got our first start. We still have some in the cellar from that. And, we're going to keep on planting fingerling potatoes because we love them. They're awesome.
Wanda, is this the right one? America's Best Value Inn is located in, I think they meant Williams. Well, they got Williams. I think it means Wiggins. Sorry to keep asking. I'm going to book today. I want to meet everyone and learn.
Spell Wiggins. W-I-G-G.
W-I-G-G-I-N-S.
Yeah,
Wiggins.
Make sure it's Wiggins.
Stone County.
Yes. That way you make sure you've got the right one.
Yeah.
Because Williams is not right. I don't know if there's a Williams. You got to do Wiggins.
Yeah. Let's see.
How long till harvest after planting fingerlings?
About 90 days.
Explain the fingerlings too, that they're not new potatoes.
Yeah. A lot of people see these fingerling potatoes and they think they're just new potatoes. That's not true. Ours are the white Russian ones. They are a very small potato. They don't ever they call them fingerlings because they're not much bigger than your finger.
They don't ever get no big.
They don't get real big, but they are the most delicious tasting potatoes in the world. They come out of the ground actually tasting like they already have butter on them in a lot of ways. Now you can get them you can get red ones, you can get purple ones, you can get white ones. They're just called fingerling potatoes, and they are literally the best potatoes in the world to eat. These are not new potatoes now. These are actually fingerling potatoes.
They can grow bigger than that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
But not much bigger. And I bought two packs, 99 cents a pack. They're regular almost $4 for that pack of potatoes. And in a seed catalog, they're probably about 7 or 8 or more.
Sunny South says, "Ham in Mobile, do y'all have a planting schedule you can share?" What we'll be doing is you just have to watch our videos because we go literally by the weather. We used to go by the moon, but geoengineering has messed with the moon phases so much that things we've learned are not doing as well because of geoengineering. So we're having to literally go by what we see the weather doing, actually. Yeah. Last year, we realized that we were 3 weeks early with spring than we were the previous year. Mm-hmm. Had we not planted 3 weeks early, we would have lost our whole garden.
Yeah, because our English peas would have gotten too hot because the last 2 years, well, last year, I don't know about the year before, but last year, by the time it was really time to plant, our English peas were up doing really well.
Yeah.
And we harvested just like when we finished harvesting, some kind of blight hit them or something, didn't it?
Yeah.
It got too hot?
Sean, yes, they are organic. If you buy potatoes that are not organic, they have what they call sprout nip sprayed on them where they will not sprout. I mean, they'll eventually sprout, but not for a long period of time they won't. And it does hold them back.
That is the right one.
Blessings to the Body by Rebecca says, "I think I found it. America's Best Address, Frontage Road." Yes, it's on Frontage Road.
Yes, we probably will need a sound system this year, Jennifer.
Yes. Florida Homestead said, "I just planted my English peas this past Saturday." They're a little bit further south than us, so that's perfectly understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably need to.
Okay, so I'm finishing off the stuff Amanda gave me.
Oh, are you? Okay.
What else? Potatoes, English peas and potatoes are going in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Next couple of weeks, they'll be going in. We forgot to ask them this morning when they'll be getting their potatoes in, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
We have not planted our English peas yet. We won't plant them for probably another 2 weeks here.
Yes, we need the sound system. Hey, Mr. Rain and Callahan. Okay, so what else besides English peas and potatoes? Green beans, when do they March?
Probably the first.
February?
No, it depends on the weather again. It could be, depends on what the weather starts doing. It could be mid-March. It could be the 1st of March. It just all depends on the weather.
But that's when we usually plant green beans.
That's when we usually do. Last year we planted and failed to get any up hardly at all. We only got a piece of one row to come up, and it was a total loss. Had it not been for the rattlesnake beans last year, we would have had a total loss on green beans. So that's why we tell people, you better pay attention and make sure you get something going, because these beans that we've been planting, I've been planting them for 25 years with never failed crop. Last year, they failed.
And it wasn't really weather-wise because everything else that was planted worked.
The soil was too cold.
Yeah, for those beans.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yep.
I got the potatoes for 99 cents at Food Depot, I think was the name of it.
In Biloxi or Gulfport?
Gulfport.
In Gulfport.
It was like a markdown thing. They're usually not in this type, the styrofoam type thing. They're usually in a net bag. And I don't know if the bag got tore or what for them to put them into this, but they marked it down to 99 cents. I don't need their net bag if they'll put it in this. I saved $3 just about it, so I was okay with that.
Okay, besides rattlesnake beans, what varieties do you plant? The contender is the one we plant, and another one is a good one is a Blue Lake. Blue Lake's a good one, and the contenders. But the contender's the one I planted here for the last 20-something years and kept my seeds every year.
Grocery Depot. That was it. Grocery Depot. I think I might have said Food Depot, but it's Grocery.
It's Grocery Depot.
Yeah, that was the name of it. It's a cost plus store where most everything has a price on it, and then it's 10% higher because it's like a discounted. I mean, not discounted store. What do you call it? Wholesale. Cost plus.
Cost
wholesale.
plus wholesale. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Stockman says we're starting our seeds inside this weekend. We have a B12. 8 to 12 inches of snow. It was like a B for a moment. We have 8 to 12 inches of snow coming tomorrow. Whoa, that's not good.
Okay, so somebody said they just saw the canned fried okra. Can't wait to try it. When do we plant? They're in Texas.
We don't plant okra till the temperature of the ground reaches 70 degrees. So that will depend. As I check it with a thermometer, we'll check the soil temperature, and as soon as the ground, whatever it is, it could be late March, it might be April, may even be May. It just got to be 70 degrees.
Okay, Nicole said the bean beetles ate almost all of her beans last year. She started mulching on them. They started munching on them when they were about 1 inch. They only got 7 quarts where they usually get 40. Right. That is going to be something you're really going to have to be paying attention to, because even in our greenhouse, all of a sudden we've got, what is it called?
Aphids.
Aphids. So we're constantly going in there trying to down that before they get on everything in there and destroy stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever grown dragon tongue beans? Yes, I have. They're just about like the rattlesnake bean or anything else. They're a good pole bean. They do really, really good. The Blue Lake Runners, according to Jan, she says, I've grown the Blue Lake Runners, but never the bush variety. The Blue Lake, I'm partial to most runners of any kind because you don't have to bend over to pick them. The only problem is with our humidity here, when we have anything running, if we don't keep it spaced out pretty far apart, the humidity just destroys them.
BW said they just suspended Cypher Gardner. Why?
Why?
I'm telling y'all, they're getting crazy.
They're getting crazy. So y'all, if you don't ever see us on here, you better run over to Patreon.
Just go find us on Patreon. We do have a, what is it called? Brighton.com.
Yeah, we're also on Brighton. Yeah.
It is, if something happens to our videos for whatever reason, because you never know, we have a lot of people fuss at us about going to Patreon. We kept saying we would not change venues unless we were forced to. And so we are on Brighton. I don't put videos up very often, but if we have to, if we get knocked down for whatever reason,
yep.
We'll be on Brighton and we'll be on Patreon. Brighton doesn't cost you anything, but we are not making money over there. No. There's no way to make money over there yet.
No, not yet.
And so I don't post there very often, but that is a way that we could get information. We could still be putting some videos up. Our way that we can keep going is on Patreon. That way we can have some sort of income, because that is what we do this for, is to pay a bill or two.
Seabreeze said that their contender beans didn't do anything this year. Neither did ours. Ours did not do nothing.
YouTube censorship. That's what I'm saying. Danny is very mild in lots of things he says compared to a lot of people that I've seen on YouTube. But it could get us pulled occasionally. But he's going to continue on with porch time.
Keep going with porch time. I figure at some point they're going to snatch me down. Steve said, "What's the best way to store seeds down here, Danny?" We just... Once they're good and dry, you can put them in plastic containers. We put them in Ziploc bags. Anything.
The only ones we store in the freezer are corn,
peanuts, peas,
beans,
stuff like that. It's the only thing we store in it because they have worms in them.
The rest, your tomatoes and peppers and any kind of squash seeds, you can leave those out. You can store them in the freezer, I guess, if you want.
You could, but
it just takes up room.
Do you ever use water and Dawn soap for bug control? Yes, it's what we're going to be doing in the greenhouse. Thumbs up on don't have to bend over. That's exactly right.
Yoklahoma says, are you guys still interested in a sun oven? Yes, we are still considering that. We've looked at them. I looked at them a week or so ago. I just haven't made my mind up on those yet. Heidi has one and she really loves it. And I think Amanda has one.
Yes, Amanda has.
And she likes hers.
I think Amanda had two of
them. No, she has one.
Heidi and had two.
Heidi's got two.
Heidi's got two, yeah. Mr. Rain says maybe perhaps you can use diatomaceous earth. We're going to try several different ways. They're just getting started, and we're just going to try to see if we can knock them out.
Sean said he had a baby copperhead in his vine and green beans. How does he keep snakes out of his garden?
Well, that's a good one because we find them all over here too. So I mean, I can't.
Somebody said mothballs.
Well, mothballs, but you don't want to get it on your food.
Yeah,
you don't want to put it where the rain is splattered up on your food.
When you say soil needs to be 70 degrees to plant beans, how far into the soil do you measure the temperature?
6 inches, 4 to 6 inches deep, because that's where your root system is going to be growing to.
So far, I have not found a snake in my garden. I've been very lucky.
I've found them before.
Yeah. Danny and I keep ours pretty clean. You see the rows and all, but years ago, our gardens would be, the vines from the peas and stuff would be just like this, and you could not see where you walked. It's a wonder we didn't get on a snake.
Well, like our red rippers this year.
The red rippers you could not see.
You could not see the ground. They were over knee deep, and you couldn't see the ground nowhere.
Hey, Rain Country.
Gria says, "Hey, Danny, I'm in what, too bad a mood to chat, but wanted to tell you I started quitting smoking, and with that, I will get off the chat so my mood don't show." Grizz, I am happy for you, my friend.
Yes, the bad mood will go away.
It will go away because when I quit coffee, and that was a big one for me. It took me like 3 to 4 weeks to just get where I quit shaking and not having headaches.
I'm still drinking coffee because Danny couldn't stand me if I quit. Just I still eat my chocolate because he couldn't stand me if I quit.
Yeah.
So I feel for you, Grizz.
We feel for you. Been there. Let's see
hey,
here.
Mark.
Let's see. Just saw a video made by another channel who read Sapper Gardner's email to him explaining YouTube suspended him, but no examples given on what they had a problem with.
He never really says anything at all. I'm
He doesn't
not
even
sure.
get out of line at all. I mean, I listened to him. You know, I've never seen nothing he
No.
done that was out of line.
I don't know, guys. Sometimes we had it was off-grid kid. This was almost 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember
Off-grid
Ethan.
kid, they
Yeah,
pulled him down, said he was watching his own videos, running his ad time
yeah,
up.
running his ad time
And
about.
he didn't do that. He didn't click on his own videos and sit there and just keep clicking on. But he got accused of it for whatever reason, and they took him down for 1 month. So sometimes they have some stupid reason they pull you down for
They
at
said,
least
"How
a
do you
month.
spell Brighton?" This lady said, this person says every time they Google it, they get ladies' handbags.
I think it has an E in it. Somebody posted it a while ago. It's Brighteon, I believe, but I'm not 100%. I don't keep up with it that much. I signed up, I put a few videos up. It's just that I don't have time with what all I'm doing now. I'm trying to keep 2 channels and Patreon going. It's hard to keep Brighton going too. So, but if we lose YouTube, I guess we'll start with Brighton and stuff. So,
Okay.
um,
And Ronnie's right. It's because they don't want people to have the knowledge of knowing how to garden. Because I'm gonna tell you guys something. 2019, mark it down. It's gonna be a very difficult year for this country.
Mr. Rain says, "Don't touch my coffee." That's me. I gotta have my
I'm
coffee.
telling you, Patrick. When I quit drinking coffee, I was like fit to be tied. And then I had to quit drinking tea behind that. And I went from drinking sweet tea to unsweet tea, and from unsweet tea to black. I had to quit drinking sweetener in my coffee to black coffee to coffee every so often, and then no coffee, and then no tea. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Yeah, Sapper does say, God bless this great country.
Yeah.
So people are taking everything to heart. If I look at Danny
It's
and
called
say
political correctness again.
something and it hurts his feelings, he can just throw his hands up, throw a temper tantrum, and get me kicked off.
I could, yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah.
So people get their feelings hurt over the stupidest stuff. Yes, it has an E in it. Thank you, Deb. She put it up. People can, I mean, I can say this salad is green, and somebody's going to be mad because I use the word green, and they can throw a fit. And
we can't use the word cotton.
Yeah, every time I say something about growing cotton, all of a sudden I'm a racist.
Yeah, the video gets demonetized.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Guys, my mom is as white as I am, and she hoed cotton, she picked cotton. Her daddy did it all his life. There's nothing racist in this type of stuff, but people want to take it to an extreme. And, you know, I just hate it that we have to watch every word.
Yeah, I'm not used to having to watch what I say because Dan knows what's on his mind usually, and it will eventually get me in trouble. I'm pretty sure. I have a history of doing that.
Yeah. Well,
everybody's saying it looks fuzzy from here. Maybe mold. Oh well, I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, Virginia's saying that they watched a separate garden do a cooking video and talking about a diet. Nothing wrong with what they said, but it got pulled down also. So I think they're working on systems because they did this before a couple of years ago. They were trying to work kinks out of a system, and everybody was getting demonetized for stupid stuff. And you couldn't say the word chick anymore because anything with the word chick in it.
Yeah, we would have some baby chicks, and they took our video and demonetized it
because the word chick refers to a girl, and it was demoralizing. So anything that had the word chick in it, they automatically took it and had to do a review. Yeah. So I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with your videos. It's mainly that there's a word used that has another meaning, and they pull everything. So
yeah, by the time we get to 2020, it's gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
Especially when we come up for another presidential election. Now that's when it's going to really get bad.
Yeah. So, are you going to try to do All God's Children sometime in the next few days?
It depends. Maybe. I'm working on it, but I've got 4 Patreon videos going. Plus, I have to keep making YouTube videos. Plus, I got to just get things done around here.
Yeah, he's got a good topic going in his head with all God's children, and so sometime in the next week, I'm gonna try and rope him down into being still long enough to do some videos.
Hey, Mimi, sweet tea, good to see you over here.
Yeah. Where was that place y'all went and picked bell peppers in one of your videos last year? Charlie's You Pick It.
Charlie's You Pick It. Yeah, that was.
What's the other name though? It's got 2 names.
It's just a U Pick place.
Eubanks.
Eubanks.
They call it Eubanks.
Yeah.
EUBANKS in what's the
Loosedale.
Loosedale.
Loosedale. They got a farm here in Wiggins too, but there's Miss Amanda. I've been having withdrawals, girl. I told Wanda, I said, what has happened to her? She just disappeared. There's no videos, no phone calls, nothing.
I told him I talked to you a couple of times, and
I'm having freaking withdrawals from it, man. I had to eat a couple of your little cake things you sent me just so I'd make it.
I was just eating your candies you sent too.
Yeah.
What was I looking at? There was something somewhere. Danny, are you a preacher? Sean asked.
Am I a preacher? I was an ordained minister for several years, yes.
But not now.
But I'm not now.
Not an ordained minister.
Not an ordained minister, no. But I feel like once God calls you, you're called for life. I don't feel like that you get out of that one.
Yeah, it's one of those.
But there's one thing the scripture says, that many are called, but few are chosen. So I'll discuss that later. That's a different subject.
Yeah. So preaching is not exactly what he does. He just talks. That's what we call it, just talking.
Well, I can, but
he knows how to preach.
I know how to. I just
I
try to do more teaching now than I do anything else.
That's the best thing.
And occasionally in my teaching, I'll get a little carried away. Even on the live stream, sometimes we get to talking about it. I can get carried away, and Wanda has to reel me back in and tell me, calm down.
There's no retirement when it comes to God's calling.
No.
We've always said that too, but there's quite a few of them that retire.
A lot of preachers retire, but I have failed. I mean, I've read the Bible so many times. I used to have most of it memorized. I have failed to find anywhere in the scripture that has anything to do with retirement for anybody. Not just preachers. Not just preachers, but anybody. I went through the what's that financial program I taught here years ago? I forgot what I call it now.
I don't know. That was before me.
I know. I taught it in a church. Anyway, what's this famous? It's biblical finances, but I taught it through this program. And when we got in there, we were talking about retirement and all these kind of things, setting up retirement plans and all that. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry, but I don't find retirement in the Bible. I think you're supposed to work till you die.
Crystal wants to know if I ever used a programmable pressure cooker. If you're talking about the, what do you call them, Instapots, I have the Kasori pot like it. I don't like them. They don't, I don't know how to say it, but I find it easier to cook it on the stove or in a crock pot or whatever than using that programmable thing. My roast did not get done enough for me, even putting it on the temperature and settings they said. I like mine falling apart tender. It was sliceable, but it wasn't falling apart. And I tried soups, and I can do the soups as fast on the stove as I did in the pressure pot. I didn't see any need to drag all that out when I don't have to.
No.
So I'm not a fan of the Instapot, pressure pot, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, no, it wasn't the Dave Ramsey system because I'm familiar
Financial Peace?
No, it's not any of them. My mind, I'm just drawing a blank right now. I mean, it's just, and I taught the whole thing for.
What bush cowpea is prolific? Red Rippers?
Red Rippers. Red Ripper is the most prolific pea I've ever come across in my life.
If you want something that spreads,
you better have a big place to plant them. You can plant a few plants and it'll cover 10 acres. I mean, they grow like crazy.
Mr. Rain says you don't have to have a license to speak truth anymore because you're not a licensed minister. That's true.
That's true. That's like, I actually gave my license back to the church that gave them to me because they came to me and talked to me about some things. They told me I had to start using their Sunday school literature, that I couldn't use the Bible anymore to teach my Sunday school class. And I told them, I says, I cannot use the Bible, and I have to use literature that was written by some guy in Texarkana. And they go, yep, that's where we order our literature from. That's what you got to use. I told myself, the best thing for me to do is to give you guys my minister's license back and see if I can't find a real church somewhere. So, kind of made them mad, but I moved on.
Yeah, Oklahoma says we are almost not a slave to the lender, but retire into full-on homesteading. You may retire from a job, but you're going into an even bigger job. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
A lot more hours, a lot more work.
A lot more. Jan says, when do you plant the red rippers? When the ground gets to be 70 degrees or warmer.
Usually what? April?
We usually wait till around April.
Sometime in April.
Yeah. Peas and okra are the two that you wait on.
See, Nicole agrees. The roast in an Instapot is tough as shoe leather.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was just me. Everybody,
nope.
I have all these people, I watch them with these Instapots and they're bragging and bragging and bragging, and I'm going, have y'all never eaten a good roast that falls apart?
Look, we cooked one the other day in a cast iron pot that just, I'm telling you, that thing slow cooked for a while.
It was amazing.
So good.
If you've got one of the, what is it called? What is coated with?
The enamel coating.
Enamel, a cast iron enamel coated pot with a lid on it. You put that roast in there, you put it on a slow oven or on your wood stove if you've got it going, and just walk away and leave it, and in 8 hours or better, it's falling apart.
Or you can put it in a crock pot and turn it on low.
Put it in a crock pot
for 8 hours. Yeah, for about 8 hours, it'd do the same thing.
Yes. It was awesome. So.
Okay. A big shaking is coming to the church. Might be better being outside than inside. I'm telling you, there's a big, well, I can't go into it on here.
A Dutch oven, Jeremy. Thank you.
Yes.
This mine doesn't work sometimes.
Yeah. There is a freedom of being debt-free and free from the lender. That's right, Patrick. Actually, to be debt-free is scriptural. To be in debt is not scriptural. So, I mean, and I can go through the Bible, and it's all in there, because it says the borrower is servant to the lender. No man can serve two masters. He will either love the one and hate the other. You can't straddle the fence. I mean, it's all that stuff's in the Bible. It's all there.
Tammy I am just came in, and she wants to know when to
plant English peas in about 2 weeks for us, but I don't know about you.
According to where you're at.
Depends on where you're at.
I think she's not too far. I can't remember right off. 250 at 10 to 12 hours for roast. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That's it.
I can't. Everybody wants instant gratification. That's why people have microwaves. Danny and I do not have
I hate a microwave with a passion.
So when the Instapot came out and Kasori sent me one to try, I've tried it, I think 4 or 5 times now. I mean, I didn't just use it one time and put it up. I've used it, I think 5 times, and I've done different things each time. I've done the roast twice, and then soups, and I can't remember 2 other things in there. And the other things that I've tried, I just remember I could do it on the stove in the same amount of time. I wasn't saving any time whatsoever. The 2 roasts I tried were not tender. And they were saying within an hour you would have a roast and it's done from frozen. And then the whole thing said, do not put frozen meat in there. And everybody's saying, oh, we put frozen meat and it's tender. And I'm like, I don't get it. Mine wasn't.
Tam, if you live north of Pensacola, about 2 weeks, you should be able to plant your English peas.
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks. Depends on the weather. If it stays like it is now, you can probably plant them in a week. But if it turns cold, 2 to 3 weeks would be safe.
So see, a lot of them are agreeing with me. The slower you cook the meat like that, the better it is, the more it falls apart. I used to do deer steaks the same way. I would put them in a dish, season them, put them in the oven on a slow cook for a couple of hours because deer steaks are really not that thick. A lot of people would just stick them in there for 20 minutes and take them out. I put mine in the oven for maybe 2 hours at like 250, 300, and the deer steaks fall apart. You can't, I mean, everybody loved my deer steaks. So you can do any meat that
Heidi
way.
says she doesn't like the Instapot either. Her wood stove does a great job.
Yes. Because you put it on and leave it, and you're constantly putting your wood in there, and you're keeping your stove going. So why not use it to cook your food? It just makes so much more sense. Here in Mississippi, we have a little bit tougher time with the wood stove because our temperature gets up to 60, 70, 80 during the day. So the wood stove doesn't go all day yet. But when it does, I use it.
Heaven Bound Homestead said, 40 years of marriage, never had a checking account or credit cards, not in debt except for my house, but it's not an easy way to living. It takes determination. That's right. I don't have a checking account. I don't have any credit cards. I don't have a cell phone. I have none of that stuff. And it is tough because lots of places now are not taking cash anymore. You can't rent a car. You can't get a hotel room. Lots of things.
Yes.
Let's see here. I'm trying to keep them.
I don't remember where I'm reading, but okay. Christy says she cooked some pink eye purple holes in the iron pot, and they tasted funny. Are you talking about like in a cast iron type pot? It will change the taste of some things like peas because you're putting some iron into them because of it. I usually will not cook peas and stuff in cast iron unless it's the enamel coated cast iron. The enamel does better for that kind of stuff.
Ronnie, I don't know if there's any tips. Fire ants from the pit of hell. I don't think there's no getting rid of them. I think they're Satan in the flesh.
Yeah. All right, lean round meat and onions and water and salt make a quick soup with tender meat quickener and better than stove. I'm not sure what
Not sure what that.
I'm not sure if he's saying he puts it in a. Now some things in an Instapot probably would cook pretty fast and be tender. I get that because it's simply a pressure cooker. But the roast time is not enough time. I think Deborah said she just runs hers more time. Yeah, I had to do that on my roast. It went almost twice what it said before it was tender. Enough for me. Now, some people like it the way it was the first time, but for me, I like it different.
Nicole said she tried to cook black-eyed peas in the Instapot. Turned out mushy, never again. Nicole says, I agree on the fire ants. I agree on the fire ants for sure, said the country homestead preacher.
Everybody agrees with the fire ants.
Virginia said, I love my crock pot. That's all I'm saying. Crock pots and Instapots are totally different. They're not the same.
And the crock pot is 100%.
Yeah, I love the crock pot. We make roast in that thing that's just out of this world.
Yeah, and I do soups, stews. It's just easy for me to get up and throw something in that crock pot and leave it. And I get the Instapot is a pressure cooker. It pressures, then it goes on to save time and things like that. But I'm always worried with the pressure that something would happen and it would explode. That's just me.
We're just old school. We just might as well go ahead and admit it.
Yeah, I'm old fashioned.
We're both old school, and that's all they are to it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
And that's right, Debbie. Ain't nothing like cooking in cast iron.
Yep. Okay.
Now,
chicken thighs in water, quick, fall apart, tender in an Instapot. Yeah, things that are smaller and I'll probably would do. I don't know that I put any chicken in it yet, but I did the roast and stuff, and it's just easier for me to do my stuff like I'm used to doing it. I guess I'm getting old.
Well, it doesn't save any. It never saved us any time.
It didn't save any time.
That was the main reason behind it.
It didn't save any time at all. I can take my chicken, throw it in the oven. 30 minutes later, take it out. It's done. It's tender. It's falling apart. I can put it in the pressure pot or Instapot, whatever you want to call it, and time it comes up to pressure, cooks the time, comes back down off pressure, you've spent 30 minutes. So, I mean, you're not saving any time. I see no time
Let's see
saved.
here. Time to sow said they started the pepper seeds yet, and have I planted mine and put them under a grow light. Has anyone else? No, we haven't started any pepper seeds yet. We'll probably wait till the end of January before we actually start any pepper seeds.
And yes, Christy, you can use a
Yes.
regular pressure cooker. I have one, and when I want to pressure meats and stuff that like I want to make broth, I put like all my chicken bones and stuff in my pressure pot and put it on and cook it for a while, and I have broth. I'm good in like 30, 40 minutes.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm fixing to go back out and get to work now.
I know, I do too.
I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm working on my barn edition. I've got to get busy on that.
Yeah.
If I sit still too long, this body
I want to
ceases
show
to.
what I did this morning. I forgot.
My body ceases to work.
Because Danny's working on the barn.
Oh, you didn't show them. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is what I sent.
Wrong thing.
Oh, you clicked on the wrong part there. There you go.
While he was working on the barn, I'm out fertilizing our onions. We have 3 rows. This is a half of the row. I didn't get the whole picture in there, but
yeah.
He planted them, double planted the rows, and I went in between them and took his little tool he has and made a trench, put the fertilizer in, and covered it up. So I did get something done this morning.
Yeah. Now, what's all these other things you got
This was
there?
That's the row from a distance. You can't tell much about it.
You got garlic on the left.
All the onions in the middle.
The bulb onions in the middle 3 rows, and then we have the Egyptian walking onions on the right-hand side, and then lemongrass beside that.
Yeah, and Danny cut all the lemongrass down. This is one of our cabbage. We have little heads of cabbage actually starting.
Now this is a Savoy. I can look at it and tell that's a Savoy cabbage.
It's actually, we've got quite a few of those planted. Broccoli. I've got broccoli in there, guys. We're having broccoli for supper. So I picked 4 heads of broccoli, and we still have some left, quite a few left out there, and the salad broccoli's doing awesome.
Oh man, look at her.
And that's what the field is looking like, where the cabbage.
Don't you like it when there's no weeds?
Yeah.
That's the great thing about wintertime gardening. There's no weeds. Amanda says you'll end up napping if you don't get to it.
Yeah, if he goes sit in his chair.
If I go sit in that chair, yeah, I'm liable to go to sleep. So that's why I got to get up, get outside, and I got to get busy because them animals are waiting on me to get my job done.
Mr. Rain said the barn addition, he is working on.
I'm putting up gates and corral fencing now.
Yeah. I have a video coming up tomorrow, I think, to get to the point he's at today. It's ready for the metal, and now he's working on the corral.
Yeah, I just gotta get the metal's gonna be expensive, and that's one of the things that we have to save and save and save and save for because it's pricey.
Yeah, so the way he's doing the corral, he's taking old boards down, moving them, rearranging, and I'm gonna try and get out there and video what he's doing and how he's doing it, because it's a puzzle.
We're refurbishing as much of it as we possibly can around our homestead here. We're trying not to go buy a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, and he has all these little mini fences that serve no purpose now that he's put this barn addition. So they're all coming down. He's actually going to clean up around the front of the shop or the barn.
Yeah, we got to pressure wash the barn. We're going to clean around the smokehouse. We're actually going to rebuild the whole smokehouse.
Yeah.
And we just got to get a lot of work done because stuff has just gotten out of hand. We're redesigning our whole homestead this year. So
yes,
because based on the type of climate and year that we have coming ahead.
And we're going to try to move some of our container gardening even closer to the house than where we have it. We put some of it way out because that's where, we were just putting it where we thought it would work best. Now we're supposed to start moving some of it more toward the house in case something happens that either one of us don't need to go very far from the house. It'll be close.
It's a Blessing says, what kind of onion is good to grow? I planted sets last year in the nursery and they all died. I couldn't read it fast enough. We waited too long to get to it. Depends on, I think she said you lived in Washington or Oregon or somewhere up there. I'm going to be back to chat up. I hate to miss people's comments because we talk. They're in Washington. Okay.
Yeah.
What you need to do, you'll have long day varieties. So go to Dixondale Farms. They're in Texas. They have a website, and pick out a long day variety onion for you and order the sets. Never put a bulb in the ground because onions are a 2-year plant. You put a bulb in the ground, you're not going to get a big bulb from it. So get the sets and go to Dixondale's.
Yes, they work a lot
Okay.
better.
I got to get off of here. I got to go.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Check out Deep South Homestead Gathering Place on Facebook for more gathering information. The T-shirts in the link below. If you have things you want to send, P.O. Box in the link below. We'll start gathering now for the gathering.
And we have our books up for sale. So the
Etsy
sweet potato manual and the English pea manual before gardening season starts. So go over to our Etsy store, deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com. Check them out. We have some seeds left over there if you're interested in seeds. They're totally heirloom seeds, all of them. So I've been growing them for over 20-something years. So go check them out.
If the books run out, check back because once
they
run out, I'll start again.
I also have some wooden spatulas coming up over there, and I will have a few more wooden spoons coming up over there.
They're just not there yet.
Not there yet until I get a chance to do them. But they are coming.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Be safe, and we'll talk to you later.